Welcome to Workplace Psychology with Dr. Martha Greidick. I'm Dr. Martha Greidick. This podcast examines a wide variety of work-related issues through the lens of industrial and organizational psychology. And while many of the topics discussed here may be seen as intended for white-collar employees and their employers, in reality, the ideas presented here are applicable across organizations and industries. Additionally, many of the topics discussed here may be applicable outside of the workplace. I encourage you to examine what's presented here, apply what makes sense to you, and simply discard the rest. Having enough energy to do your job is critical. You know when your energy level is high, you feel energized, productive, creative, maybe even unstoppable. But when your energy is low, you can also identify that. Maybe it feels like you're dragging your feet, or like the clock is going very, very slow and you can't seem to get anywhere. Maybe you feel like you just want to stop what you're doing and either take a break or maybe even quit for the day. So you can definitely tell the difference between your energy being high and your energy being low. But what's important, especially when it comes to your workplace experience, is a more detailed, a better understanding of energy, a more in-depth understanding of your energy, because it is that understanding that will then help you to better manage and better harvest that energy in such a way that benefits you the most and allows you to be at your best when you're at work. For the purpose of this conversation, we'll look at 3 types of energy. First being the physical energy, next being the emotional energy, and the third being the mental or intellectual type of energy. Each energy has its place and its purpose, and they're each important in their own way. Physical energy is the foundation. If we don't have physical energy, there's not much else that we can do. Not much else will happen. So physical energy is the basis, the foundation of our energetic needs. Your emotional energy is what helps you to create your inner state, your way of being, that state of being on the inside. We can think of emotional energy as your inner climate or your energetic climate. This is what can drive you. This is what can determine your performance. The mental or intellectual energy, this is the energy that helps you to focus, to combine your physical and your emotional energy, and to really let you to get things accomplished, to get things done. So it takes that mental or intellectual energy, which is at the top of the hierarchy, if you will, to combine your other types of energy to truly get things moving, to truly get things done. As I already said, all 3 of these types of energy are equally important, and all 3 contribute to different things in their own ways. And as I said, there's a hierarchy that allows us to focus on different things and utilize the different types of energy. And as you already saw with the explanation of what mental or intellectual energy is, there is a way of combining them to allow you to do your best, to be at your best. A simple example of how each type of energy can drive your day or affect you is the physical energy that gets you out of bed and gets you to work. That's simple physical energy. If you have good physical energy, you can get out of bed, get yourself ready, and get to work. If you have good emotional energy, not only will you be able to get to work, but you'll get there reliably and consistently and be mentally ready to tackle your job, to do your work. And of course, the mental or intellectual energy, that's taking it a step further. Not only are you going to be at work and ready to do your job, but it's the mental energy that combines the physical and the emotional energy in a way that allows you to perform, truly perform, to be creative, to think outside the box, to strive for excellence. So you can see how one builds upon the other and advances you further and allows you to combine all of those different types of energy to truly be at your best. It's not difficult to understand why it's important to be able to recognize these different types of energy within yourself, to understand what they are, and to understand the levels where each of these types of energy is in terms of your own experience. Because once you understand all that, you can then be proactive in maximizing and improving and refining each type of energy in such a way that truly benefits you. So you may be asking yourself, well, what do I do? How do I improve or maximize these different types of energies? And the answer is quite simple. You may be surprised how simple, but the key to your success is being consistent, being deliberate. If you only take care of your levels of energy every now and then, if you're inconsistent, then you will get the kinds of results that mirror your efforts. But if you are consistent and purposeful and intentional in your efforts, then you will get the maximum benefits from the work you put into it or the efforts that you put into it. So let's get right into it. Physical energy. How do you maximize your physical energy? Well, you get physical rest. Things such as sleep on an everyday basis. It can't be getting rest on the weekend, but missing out on your sleep during the week. You have to be consistent in good quality sleep and enough of it. It has to be quality sleep and it has to be the right amount for you. People are a little bit different from one another in terms of how much sleep they need. Some need more, some need less. But in terms of your physical energy, it really is that simple. But you have to be consistent in getting enough physical rest, such as sleep. When it comes to emotional energy and mental or intellectual energy, your efforts are pretty much the same. You have to be able to unplug from your job. So you can't be working 24/7. You can't be on call all the time. You can't be checking your emails and answering the phone after work, on the weekends, on your holidays, during your vacations. You have to unplug from your job on a daily basis. And you have to engage in pleasant recreational activities. This means activities that are fun for you, not activities that others think are fun or others tell you they're fun. These are activities that you truly enjoy. So unplugging from work and resting in ways that are pleasant for you doesn't mean necessarily sleep. When I say resting, it could be reading a book, it could be going for a bike ride, it could be spending time with loved ones, it could be gardening or engaging in a hobby, it could be anything. But this is about maximizing, replenishing your emotional and your mental energy. And that's some of the ways that you do it. Simple, yes, but the key to your success is consistency. Again, these are things you have to do every day, just like you have to rest physically every day. You have to sleep and sleep well every day. You have to engage in pleasant things. You have to unplug from work every single day to regain, restore that energy. Don't be fooled by the simplicity of the answer of how do you restore these different types of energy, because again, although simple, it's very effective. The key is consistency. As this episode comes to an end, let's review what was discussed. It's important to have the right levels of energy to not only get through the day, but to do it well and in a way that's productive and successful. It's something that we all strive for, but some days seem to be better than others. You know when your energy is high versus when it is low. But more importantly, it's critical that you recognize there are different types of energy, and for the purpose of our workplace experience, for the purpose of this episode, we discussed 3 types of energy: your physical energy, your emotional energy, and your mental or intellectual energy. Each serves a different purpose, each builds upon the other, and when we combine them, that is when we are at our best. And as you learned from this episode, there are plenty of things that you can do, simple things, as long as you're consistent, that you can replenish each type of energy. The physical energy will get you going physically. Your emotional energy will create a pleasant state within you, and your mental or intellectual energy will combine the different types of energy and allow you to strive for excellence, allow you to perform at your best, which is why it's so important for you to stop and replenish each type of energy every single day. And doing things consistently is key here. So resting physically, such as with sleep, and then unplugging from your job and engaging in pleasant activities, recreational activities, whatever that means for you, on a daily basis will ensure that you can replenish all 3 types of this kinds of energy so that you can be at your best every single day. As the week unfolds, I encourage you to think about your own levels of energy and begin to understand the different types of energy and how they affect you while you're at work. Of course, you can translate these energies and their effects on you outside of the workplace as well. From there, once you understand and see where you are in terms of these types of energies, you can then be deliberate and purposeful to make sure that you replenish each type of energy every single day so that you too can be at your best. For those of you who are experiencing this podcast in an audio-only version, I encourage you to check out my YouTube channel. That's Stress Free with Dr. G, where you can find the video version of this podcast. In addition to the video version of the podcast, you can also find videos that focus on stress management. So I invite you to check out my YouTube channel. The link for that is in the description below. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to this podcast. I look forward to seeing you here again next time. Until then, I wish you joy and well-being.